The doorman studied me carefully, his eyes darting between my face and the clipboard clutched in his hands. He ran his finger down the page, brows knitting tighter with each second. I spoke my name slowly, letting every syllable hang in the air. He scanned again, then shook his head. "I'm sorry. Your name's not here," he said, his tone flat and practiced. Behind him, muted bass from the music inside throbbed against the heavy doors. I turned to my wife, expecting her to smooth things over, but she only watched with a faint curl of her lips, a smirk that cut deeper than any insult. "Did you honestly think they'd let you in?" she whispered, her voice soft but sharpened with mockery. "They don't open their doors to outsiders." Her words didn't strike like lightning. They sank slowly, embedding themselves like a shard beneath the skin. I forced a calm smile and replied evenly, "Then I'll wear that title proudly." I pivoted and walked away, catching her reflection in the glass facade, her body angled toward the doorman, whispering that familiar tilt of her head, the one that once belonged only to me. By the time I reached my car, her mother's phone was already buzzing, its chime carrying the weight of an omen. The unraveling hadn't started there. It began weeks before the wedding, in quiet fractures that deepened with time. At first it was subtle, her phone flipping face down whenever I entered the room, her fingers freezing mid-text when I got too close. If I asked, she'd laugh lightly, brush against my arm, and redirect the conversation. I convinced myself it was nothing. Everyone has private moments, I told myself. Secrets don't always mean betrayal. Then came the receipt, folded neatly inside her coat pocket. Dinner for two at the very restaurant she always claimed to despise. Dated 3 days after our anniversary. She offered no explanation because I never asked. Questions would only invite carefully constructed lies. I wanted unguarded truth, the kind people reveal when they think no one's looking. When the wedding invitation arrived with both our names, she slipped in a remark. "You don't have to come if you're busy." The way she said it, casual but dismissive, stung. "I'll be there," I told her firmly, and her smile flickered too quickly, rehearsed. From then on, I watched in silence. At night, the glow of her phone illuminated her face, shadows shifting as her fingers moved swiftly. Sometimes, she slipped into the bathroom to take calls. One evening, I lingered outside the door and heard her laugh. Not the bright, unrestrained one she shared with me, but something gentler, secret, almost shy. Later, I checked our phone records. One number appeared again and again. A friend traced it, an unmarried man living just a short drive away. One night, I drove past his house. Her car was parked neatly in his driveway. I didn't knock. I didn't rage. I needed silence, patience, clarity. I became the perfect husband. I smiled at her excuses, kissed her when she came home late, played the role flawlessly while tightening the net around her. The night before the wedding, she said she'd spend it at her mother's house, helping with preparations. As she packed, her phone rang twice, both calls ignored. Hours later, truth arrived in the simplest form, a white envelope. Inside, photographs. Her with him, too close across the dinner table, leaning in with a smile I hadn't seen in years. Her lips pressed against his in the parking lot of that very restaurant she claimed to hate. I studied the images for hours, not with rage or heartbreak, but with the cold clarity of finality. At the hotel, when she said I didn't belong, it all aligned. She wasn't excluding me from them. She was hiding them from me. She thought she'd locked me out. But the photos weren't in my hands anymore. Halfway through reception, her mother's phone began to ring. Once, twice, a third time. She silenced it at first, but then curiosity won. She glanced at the screen, her expression shifting. I didn't need to see to know the sequence. Hesitation, confusion, a frown, then the phone pressed her ear. My recorded voice would play, calm and steady. "Check your email. Look closely. Then ask your daughter where she was on your anniversary." The email held everything. Every photo, every timestamp. Every lie preserved in black and white. Her mother would rise, turn to her daughter, and ask the one question that would split the night in half. My wife, dressed in celebration, would feel the floor shift beneath her as the music continued and laughter died in people's throats. She would scan the room, searching for me, but I wouldn't be there. By then, I was already driving into the night, the road stretching dark and endless ahead of me. No calls, no music, just the steady hum of the engine and the cool weight of freedom. She thought branding me an outsider would wound me. She was wrong. It didn't hurt, it set me free.